I don't care what anybody has to say. Black women are the shit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Hey guys, hey, this is Anne-Marie, Bald Girl Will Travel, and on this channel I talk about style, travel, fashion, not necessarily in that order. I believe that travel is the best self-care there is, and that style has no expiration date. If it feels good to you, put it on. If you want to go somewhere, go. Go with your friend, go with your mama, go with your sister, go with your cousin, go with a girls group, go by yourself. Just make sure you go. If that's of interest to you, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, but do so constructively and respectfully. And in this video today, we're going to recap my 5-day girls trip to San Miguel de Allende for Dia de los Muertos, also known as the Day of the Dead. It just ended. The ladies just went home the day before yesterday. And so I wanted to do a recap video while everything is still fresh in my memory. It was so good. The ladies were so dope. I don't care what nobody has to say about Black women. We are the shit, okay? We are dope. I have been on group trips with white women, and 2 days in, they were sniping, griping, gossiping about each other. I'm not making this shit up. When I went to Egypt, having side conversations, someone was trying to anoint themselves the queen bee. It was drama. None of that on my girls' trips. Lots of people didn't even know each other, meeting each other for the first time, and yet everyone got along great. I was also very happy that 3 ladies from other trips that I've done in the last year or so since I started my travel business came on this trip, so I got to see them again. I got to see a lady that went with me to Turkey, another lady who went with me to Sicily and Portugal, and then San Miguel. So she's our OG. Shout out Tara. She's our travel OG, my Bald Girl Will Travel Meet Up OG, because I think she has been on the most trips with me so far. And then we had another lady who has been with me, has been to Sicily with me, and then went on this trip, and then she's coming with me to Bali. So she's going to be an OG soon. I think you're an OG once you've done about 3 trips, right? And I have another lady who didn't come on this trip, but she's going with me to Bali and Ireland next year. So she's going to get her OG prize. So I got to think about like what I can give my OGs as a gift. Tell me in the comments what you think would be a good gift to give to people who have traveled with me multiple times, because I feel like I can't give them the gift bag anymore. Yeah, I do give a welcome bag to everyone that comes on my trip, and you want to know what's in the bag, you got to come on the trip. But I feel like I got to find like more new, interesting things to give to my OGs, because, you know, they're going to end up having multiples of certain things because they come so often. And I love that they come all the time, and they're all such nice ladies, such amazingly cool women. So I really feel blessed that they have entrusted their travel experiences to me, and that they're willing to travel with me multiple times and seem to have had a good time each time. So I guess that's a good thing. But anyway, let's get into the trip because it was good. What I'm going to do is take you guys through the itinerary each day of what we did, give you some highlights. I'm not going to get into the weeds of every single thing, but I'm going to give you some highlights. I'm going to share some pictures with you from our amazing photographer. His name is Sebastian, and he was with us every day, he and his brother, and they did a wonderful job of capturing all of the moments every single day that we were here. One of the nice things about doing this where I live is that I also got to develop relationships with vendors here in town who I will be able to work with again, because yes, we're going to do it one more time again. 2026, October 28th to November 3rd, 2026. I'll be dropping the link for the trip very soon. So if you are a subscriber to my website, stay tuned for that. If you're interested in the trip, I highly recommend that you subscribe to my website and or join my Facebook group, because that's where I will be dropping the link first. I will be dropping the link first to my subscribers, then to my Facebook group. I'm not doing a wait list or anything. I'm going to send it first I'm going to send it to my OGs, the people who have traveled with me before. And then I'm going to send it to my subscribers, and then I'm going to send it to my Facebook community. That's what I've decided I'm going to do from now on, because I feel like I should reward loyalty. And so people who have subscribed to me, people who are in my Facebook group, and people who have traveled with me deserve to get a heads up and the option of booking early before the link drops to everyone else. I will also be dropping a special discount for people who book early. People who book during an early booking period, which I will announce, will get a special discount. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you are a member of my Facebook group to know what that discount is and how long the early bird booking period will run. So if you're interested in experiencing the Day of the Dead, experiencing it in my hometown of San Miguel de Allende, where the celebrations are getting bigger and bigger every year, then make sure you do that. Last year, Casa Elm, who I'm doing this in collab with my pal Michelle Wedderburn again this year, and we will be hosting some of the guests at her boutique guest house, Casa Elm, which is an amazing space, beautiful space. And she is truly the hostess with the mostest, and you'll hear more about that as I talk about the trip. But we will be hosting 4 lucky ladies at Casa Elm again next year. Casa Elm sold out in about less than 2 weeks last time. So if you know you have your heart set on staying at Casa Elm, please do book early. And the hotel, everyone seemed to enjoy the hotel. Hotel was lovely. We had the ladies at La Casona Hotel in Centro, and they all loved it. It looks like a colonial, like a hacienda. It's a very pretty property, and that's where the other ladies stayed. And it was a really great location, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But I just want to make sure you know we will be doing it again in 2026. And if you missed out this year, I suggest you book early. Drop your deposit, get your spot. Because when it sells out, it sells out. I am doing 12 ladies again this year. That's my goal. That's my max. So when I hit 12, I'm closing booking. Okay? It's going to be sold out at 12. There's not going to be no more spaces after that. So if you are interested, make sure you grab your spot when the link drops. That's all I'm going to tell you. Don't email me, because people have been emailing me. People were emailing me day before the trip was to start asking if they can come. No, you can't. I try to be really organized about my trips and about my business and about my businesses. So I don't do last minute. So if a space opens up at the last minute, if it's available for me to book, I will usually announce it in my Facebook group. I do not send it out to subscribers and all of that. I just send it out to my Facebook group, and usually somebody grabs the spot. So once the trip starts, no, you can't join. I will always put all the information about the trip in the emails to my subscribers and in my Facebook group. So there's no reason to email me individually, because I really do not have time to answer emails. Sometimes I will answer, but I really do not monitor the email box that sends out my subscriber newsletters and communications. So sometimes I don't see emails that come through there for weeks or sometimes months. So please don't send me a bunch of emails in response to the links, because all the information will be in there, and I'm not going to make any special dispensation or exceptions for anyone. Everyone has to book through the website, through the link, and all the information is going to be provided about the trip, including the itinerary, etc., on the website when the link drops. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you are a member of the Facebook group. And if you are a person who has booked and traveled with me before, then I will likely be sending out a link to you as well, probably first, to let you know about the trip and to let you know how to book. And I will be offering a special early bird booking discount for a certain period of time. Okay? And it will still be a small group. So about the trip, we had 10 ladies that booked. One person, unfortunately, had to drop out at the very last minute, and I'm hoping she'll be able to come next year. So I had 9 ladies plus myself for a total of 10 ladies on this trip. And I think part of what makes the trips so fun and why everyone gets to get to know each other is because I keep my trips small. I do it intentionally. I really don't like to have more than 12 people total on a trip, because I think after that it gets hard to get to know everybody and to keep track of everybody. And I do take a lot of pride in, making sure everybody feels included, making sure nobody feels left out. And so I feel like I can do that with a smaller group than I would be if it were 15, 16, 20 people. So you will never see me taking 20 people nowhere. I've said that before. You ain't gonna really see me even taking 15 people anywhere, because for me, that's just too many people for me to manage. And I go on all of these trips and I host everyone and I try to get to know everyone. And it's hard to do that when if the group gets too big. So everyone arrived on the 29th this year. We're adding one day on for next year, but this year it was the 29th through the 3rd. And I'm going to tell you why I added on another day in a minute. But it was the 29th through the 3rd. A couple people arrived a day early on their own to like check things out on their own. But most people arrived on the 29th. A small group of us were able to meet up just informally, just to say hey and have drinks on the rooftop of my favorite restaurant. I did not take pictures of that. I just kind of wanted to just meet everybody, say hi. I didn't take pictures. We just kind of got together. I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 of us who were able to do that. It was kind of nippy on the roof. I'm not even going to lie. San Miguel temperature at this time of year can be really beautiful during the day, but at night it can get cold. And it was like last week, it was warmer, and then the week for Day of the Dead, it got cooler in the evening. So it's kind of chilly. The hotel where the rooftop is one of my favorite properties. It's called the Rosewood, and the hotel's cafe, Luna Cafe on the rooftop, it's gorgeous. And I think it has the best view of San Miguel. There are lots of rooftops. This is a rooftop place. Rooftops are a thing that San Miguel does really, really well. Beautiful views everywhere. But I think Luna Cafe has one of the most beautiful views. And so I wanted the ladies to get to see that view, but it was chilly up there. And they did give out blankets and they had heaters, but it still was kind of chilly. But it was really nice to get to meet some of the ladies before everyone got together the next day. First day, we did a walking tour. We did a walking and cultural tour where we walked around with a guide and showed people the city, gave them a good background and history of the city, how it came to be, its significance in the story of independence of Mexico. Inhabitants of San Miguel played a big role in that. And so our guide was wonderful. And he gave them a lot of information and he kept it really lively and fun. And it was a really nice tour. We walked from one point through to the other side of town where they got to see the famous pink church that you'll see a lot when you Google San Miguel de Allende. They got to go to the Mercado where people sell a lot of art and trinkets, tchotchkes, if you will. And then we also went to a really popular artist center. San Miguel is an artsy town. There are a lot of artists, people, and art-oriented people that live here. There's a very well-known art school in the town. So it's a very artistic and draws a lot of artistic people, artists, singers, musicians, etc. So we went to the art center and then we gave everybody a little bit of a break. And then some of us went to lunch at one of my favorite restaurants, which is a Peruvian restaurant called Lima. So we had lunch at Lima. And then everyone went in, took a little breaky break, and then we went back to, everyone got picked up, and we transferred the people at the hotel over to Casa Elm for our welcome dinner. And I have to say that Michelle outdid herself for the welcome dinner. She did us a traditional, Michelle is of Jamaican background. Her parents are from Jamaica. And she cooked a full Jamaican dinner and it was top tier. The oxtails, she did curried shrimp, stewed cabbage. If you know, you know, it was delicious. You know when everybody stops talking because they're eating and the food is so good so they can't talk? That's what was happening at the dinner. So the dinner was outstanding. I told her you outdid yourself. From dinner to dessert, everything was fantastic. Michelle did it on her birthday because Michelle's birthday was on October 29, and she cooked that full dinner for us on her birthday, which I thought was really, really kind of her. And it was amazing. It was fabulous. I just cannot say enough about how good that dinner was. And so that was day one, was the walking tour, lunch with some of the ladies at my favorite restaurant, and then welcome dinner. Then on that, so that was day one was arrival day. Day two was the walking tour and welcome dinner. Day 3, we went to the beach club. Wasn't that day 3? Yes, it was. So day 3 was October 30. We had an excursion. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Yes. So that day we went to the beach club. So there's a beach club called La Playita Beach, and it is part of a hotel property, and it is built around a lake. I think it's a man-made lake, but it's a lake. But they have it set up. It has sand and cabanas and beach chairs and games, really nice restaurant. It's a beautiful property. And the staff there is just amazing. And I used to hang out there a lot when I just moved to San Miguel, but then they had closed for renovations, and they have improved it even beyond what it was when I first went there. And I thought it was closed. So originally I was planning to do a different excursion, but when I found out that they had reopened, I was like, I have to bring the ladies here. So I actually made a change to the itinerary and booked out their large cabanas. They have 2 large cabanas, and then they have some smaller ones. I booked out their large cabana, and we took the ladies over there. We had bottle service. They had a spa, so some of the ladies had booked treatments in advance at the spa, which they said was fabulous. And we just hung out. We had they offered tequila, choice of tequila, mezcal, vodka. You could have 2 of any of those 3 things. So I took, and it was like a top shelf tequila that they gave us, what they call a cristalino tequila, and it was delicious. And we had vodka. We also had meal credits. So several ladies did not even have to pay for their meals because it included meal credits. And the women had a wonderful time. We actually we got there at like 10:30, and we left at 3 o'clock because we had dinner reservations at 7. And I like to give people downtime on my trips. I don't like people to feel like they're ripping and running the entire time, because I know I don't enjoy that. And I design my trips for people that have experiences the way I travel, to experience how I like to do things when I travel and when I do things. So I don't like to rip and run when I'm on a vacation. So I always try to space activities out so that people have a little bit of downtime. But several of the ladies were like, we could have just stayed here all day. We would have been fine staying here for the entire day. So next year's itinerary, we're going to do a full day beach club experience. But we came back and we had dinner at my favorite restaurant in San Miguel. It's a restaurant called Antonio Cuatro. And the reason I love the restaurant is not just because the food is fantastic. And one of my favorite things there is their tuna tartare. So we had a fixed menu that I put together of my favorite things. We had tuna tartare. They had the choice of the steak fajitas and or grilled salmon. Most people had the steak fajitas, and everyone said the food was great. They loved it. And then we had a birthday cake for one of the ladies whose birthday was happening during the week. So we had a birthday cake bring out for her. So we had their chocolate cake, which is also amazing. But I love that restaurant not just because the food is fantastic, but because the owner, Alejandra, is just the loveliest person, and the staff is just the nicest people. And they just have always treated me so kindly. Anytime I come in there, they're always just so welcoming. It's like, how you doing? We haven't seen you in a while. When I travel, they actually notice when I haven't been in for a while. And I just really, really love being there. So I was like, I can't have a group come to San Miguel and not go to my favorite place. So we went there, and the ladies really, really enjoyed it. And then after that, some of us went and did one of my other favorite things to do in San Miguel, which was to go to karaoke. And there are no video of that and no pictures of that because we have to protect the innocent. But we all had a really, really good time, and we did some karaoke, and then we headed back to the hotel. We got everybody back to the hotel, and then the ladies back to Casa Elm, who were staying at Casa Elm. Had a lovely, lovely time. And then the next day, which was day 4, it was 5 days of activities. Day 4, we went to see what is called the Sistine Chapel of Mexico, the Santuaria de Atotonilco. And it is about 20 minutes away from San Miguel. It's an absolutely beautiful church. The ceilings are just beautiful. The artist who did it, I will put his name on the screen. I think it was done in the 17th or 18th century, but it's a beautiful depiction of the life of Christ all across the ceilings of the church. And it's a small sanctuary, but it's absolutely breathtaking. So I wanted the ladies to see that. So we went and did that. Unfortunately, when we got there, we went on a Saturday. Day 4 was a Saturday, and the they were having a service, which I've been there on Saturday before and they weren't having a service, but they were having a service. So part of the church was open to see the ceilings, but the main sanctuary was closed, obviously, because there was a service going on in there. So, but the ladies did get a good sense of the ceilings, because there's like the main church and then another area of the church, and the entire ceilings are done, and the walls as well. It's just really breathtaking to see in person. And then there's a little market there, so they got to go and do some shopping as well. And then we headed to my favorite winery in the area. San Miguel has the area that we are in Guanajuato. There are quite a few wineries and wine producers, but I think one of the best wine producers is Tres Raíces, which means 3 roots. It is my favorite winery in the area, and I wanted the ladies to experience it. So we took them there and did a 5-course lunch with wine pairing, and they really enjoyed it. And the property is breathtaking. It's just really beautiful out there. And so there was a lot of oohs and ahs, and the ladies really, really enjoyed that experience. We did pictures there as well, and we had the lunch was just really good. Really, really delicious. I enjoyed every single course, and it was my first time doing the pairing. I go there a lot and do wine tastings when people come to visit me, and I usually have dinner or lunch in their restaurant. Their restaurant is excellent, but I've never done like the 5-course lunch with a wine pairing before, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So one thing we didn't do on this trip that one or two of the ladies asked about was we did not do an actual tour of the winery. And the reason I didn't do that is because I knew by the time we got to the winery, people would be hungry. And I don't like to make people, be trudging up and down and they're hungry. And I knew after they drank all that wine, they probably wouldn't want to do a winery tour then. So I just didn't include it. But I plan to include a winery tour next year. In addition to the wine, the lunch with the wine pairing, we will do a winery tour, but I'm going to probably have them do like a short version of it, which they can do rather than the long version. I've been on a winery tour multiple times at the property. It's really beautiful. I don't remember how many acres the property is, but I think it's somewhere in the 200 range, and it's a massive property. They produce my favorite wine in the area. I really like their Tempranillo a lot. And I think their rosé is quite good too. So I've been there a lot. Anytime a friend comes to visit me, we go there. Me and my best friend, Dominique, I think Dominique and I went there like 2 or 3 times. She really liked the winery as well. So I think we went there at least twice, if not 3 times. And then another friend came to visit me last summer, and we went there and she enjoyed it as well. So and the restaurant is just really, really good. So I really like to go up there. And it is about 30 to 40 minutes from San Miguel, but it's only about 20 minutes from the church. So it's easy to go from the church to the winery. So that's what we did. So next year, if you decide to join us, you will have that experience as well, but you also get to tour the winery. Okay. And so that was day 4. And then we went back. And then what did we do when we got back? I think people got free time. I think a couple of us went out to dinner. But I did have them, a group of us walked over to Centro because that was November 1st. So that's the first day of the Day of the Dead. And ordinarily, they set up the altars, the ofrendas, which are like altars that people create set up for their loved ones with flowers. They usually have them set up on November 1st through November 2nd. But for some reason this year, they didn't set them up till November 2nd. But I did walk everyone into Centro. So they got to see, the setup for people were getting their makeup done. They had all the flowers. People were like getting their makeup done, getting their headpieces, doing all that kind of stuff. on November 1st all around the square, and there was mariachi bands. There was a lot of activity, a lot of crowds down there. Um, so they got to like walk over to Central and get a walk around and get a look see as people got ready for the big parade, which was going to happen the next day. There's also a parade during the day on the 1st, I believe, but we were out at the winery on the 1st, so we missed that. So on the 2nd, which was day 5, the last day of activities, we had a big party at Casa Elm. We had a Dia de los party, a celebration of remembrance and basically of life and remembrance. And so all of the ladies at the hotel were transferred over to Casa Elm in the morning, and we had professional makeup artists come in as well. But before that, we had a remembrance ceremony, and Michelle kindly had set up an ofrenda in the house where people were able to bring pictures of their loved ones and set them up on the table. And then she decorated it really beautifully. And we had a remembrance ceremony. I'm not going to share pictures from that because I feel like that some things don't have to be shared publicly. I think people should get to have some of those experiences and not have them publicized. But it was a really beautiful experience where I got to talk about my best friend Dominique, who I miss very, very much. And the last trip that we did together was actually 2022. She came to Oaxaca and Mexico City, and then we celebrated the Day of the Dead together in San Miguel. And that was the last time she and I were able to do a trip together. And by the following year, she was gone. By December 7, 2023, she left. So I'm really glad I got to do that with her. And I'm really glad that I got to speak about her and share a little bit with people about how wonderful a person that she was and why she was and is so important to me, and why it's very important to me to speak of her, speak her name, so that she will always be remembered. And other people got to speak of their loved ones and people that had passed that they wanted to remember, parents, siblings, friends, etc. It was just a beautiful experience to share that with those group of women. And after that was over, we intentionally did that first because we didn't want to have people put their makeup on and then cry all over their makeup. So we made sure we did that first and let people talk and feel all the things that you feel when you have those experiences. And then we chilled out together, had some great food, drinks, listened to music, got to know each other. We also had some ladies join us that live in the community in San Miguel. So they got to come and meet my guests that had come from out of town. And then we had professional makeup artists on hand who did the face painting for every single lady there. And that was included in the party. And then everyone was dressed. And we had a driver come and pick us up and take us into San Miguel to see the ofrendas first. We all went up to Centro, and then to watch and enjoy the Catrina's Parade. I encouraged some of the ladies to join the procession, but they didn't. But we all got to watch, and it was really fun. I haven't seen the very beginning of the parade. I don't think I've ever seen it. I've always gotten there like while it was going on and got to join it several times, but I've never gotten to like watch it from the very beginning and like watch it. So that was a lot of fun, and the people were decked out. They don't play about Day of the Dead, about Dia de los Muertos in San Miguel. So people were decked out, dressed, had their costumes and their faces painted, really intricate dresses and costumes. And it started with people on the police, first on motorcycles, then some people on horseback. Then we had some indigenous dancing and so on as part of the parade. And then after that, just people from the community joined the procession, dressed up, face painted, and join the procession and go through the parade path. So a lot of it is closed off, and then people get to join the procession as it goes on. So we got to do that. And then a group of us went out and found some food. And that was the end of the evening, because some people had to leave early the next morning on the 3rd to head back to the States. And then throughout the day, the ladies got picked up and taken to the airport to return home. So that was the whole 5 days. It was 5 days this year, 29, 30th, 31st, 1st, and 2nd. Activities were on the 30th I would say, when did we have our first day of activities? The 29th was arrival day. The 30th was our first day. That was the walking tour. The 31st was walking tour and welcome dinner. 31st was the beach club experience and dinner at my favorite restaurant. And the first was the visit to the Sistine Chapel of Mexico and the winery experience. And then day 5 was, which was November 2nd, was the Dia de los Muertos celebration of life, remembrance, and party and parade. So we did that last day. And then on the 3rd, everyone went back home. So that was the whole itinerary and experience. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Most of it did not feel like work, which is always the best feeling, because it is work for me. Everyone else is on vacation, but I'm actually working. But most of it didn't feel like work. I really enjoyed the ladies. They were a lot of fun and just really cool, nice people to be around. I was really happy to see them all kind of gel together and get to know each other. I think some people really made genuine friendships. I have several women have made friendships throughout some of my trips and are now in touch with each other, which I really like to know that I am helping other people make new relationships and friends. Because I don't believe that you can't make new friends as you get older. I just think you're more discerning about the people you choose to be friends with. So I'm very happy to be a connector. I always like being a connector and being able to connect people who've never met and have, mutual interests and so on. And so part of what I do with these trips is I get to do that. And that gives me a lot of pleasure to just kind of sit back and watch people get to know each other and connect with each other in a genuine, real way, and have fun. Like we were at karaoke and we were cutting up. We had a good old time at karaoke. And everyone was just lovely. Honestly, that is all I really ask for. I have very clear expectations about how people are supposed to treat each other. And I'm always really happy to see the ladies rise to the occasion. No mean girl bullshit, no sniping, no attitude. Everybody was just kind and welcoming and joyful. And it was just great. They were a joy to be around, every single one of them. And I'm just really glad that they chose to come on this trip and to spend the 5 days with me. And I hope some of them will come back next year. I know a couple of them have said they want to. I am planning to add a couple new experiences to the itinerary for next year because we are extending it by 1 day. So we'll have 6 days of activities this year, because if you don't count arrival and departure day, we had 30th, 31st, 1st, and 2nd. So we have 4 full days. So next year we'll have 5. Because you don't have activities on arrival and departure day. So we'll have 5 full days of activities, because I wanted to actually be able to have more experiences, but I also want to give the ladies next year more time to explore San Miguel, because San Miguel is an amazing place to be and there's so much to see, and it's hard to pack it in to even 5 or 6 or 7 days. But I also want to give them experiences and let them do things that I really love and enjoy doing. But I also want to give them more time to explore on their own. Because part of what I like to do with my trips is to encourage people to solo travel. Part of that is what this is about for me. So I want people to have time to just go off and do stuff by themselves, that they don't have to do everything with a group. I'm also always a cognizant that everyone is not extroverted. Just because somebody comes on a group trip doesn't mean they're an extroverted person. I'm actually, based on the Myers-Briggs test I took when I was younger, an introverted extrovert. So I have the ability to be an extrovert, but I'm actually an introvert. So I'm always very cognizant of the fact that everybody that comes on my trips are not extroverted, and I don't feel like people should have to feel like they have to be extroverted. So I like to make sure that people have room to be themselves on the trip, not be overly outgoing if that's not their style, and also give them time to just go off and do stuff on their own. So next year, I'm hoping to carve in more time that will allow folks to spend a lot of time together, but also have time to do things on their own so that they can explore a little bit more of Central than some of them may have gotten to do this year, because we had a lot of things to do and a lot of activities. And while people really enjoyed that activities, I want to make sure that I also make time for them to explore more of San Miguel on their own next year. So I plan to drop the itinerary very soon. I will announce it, as I said, to the OGs first, then my Facebook group, then to my Facebook group and my subscribers, and then to everyone else. So I will share, the link will not drop on my website until after I have shared it with the OG list, the Facebook group, and my subscribers. After that, then it will open to the public. So if you know that you are interested in this trip, I suggest you make sure, you can't be an OG because you ain't been on no trips with me. They're getting the link first. But you can be a subscriber, and you can be a member of the Facebook group. The link for both will be in the description of this video. So if you know you're interested, please avail yourself of that so that you can get in on this trip. I really enjoyed putting this trip together, doing it, and I'm looking forward to working with Michelle on doing another one next year. I hope you enjoyed this recap video. If you did, take a moment, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment, but do so respectfully and constructively. I'm Anne Marie. This is Bald Girl Will Travel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.